Participants, please.
Good morning,
Morning,
sir.
sir.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good 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 morning, sir. Okay.
Morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
It's enough. You are in active mode. Okay. Kindly mute your video and audio.
Good morning, sir, and good morning to all
Yes,
participants.
Okay, sir. Now we will start the session on third day. Today we have Dr. V. Surya Narayanan is working as a principal scientist in electro-organic and material electrochemistry division, CSR Sikri Karaikudi.
Good morning, sir.
He received his BSc and MSc degree from the Department of Chemistry, Bharathidasan University in the year of 1990 and 92 respectively. He received his PhD at CSR Sikri in the year 1998. He finished his postdoctoral at IIT Chennai, National Taiwan University, Taiwan, and Utsunomiya University, Japan, during the period 2003 to 6. He had also worked as a R&D manager, Tanpef Industries, Kadalur, during 2006 to 7, and joined as a scientist at Sikri in the year 2007. He has published about more than 100 papers in peer-reviewed journals and many proceedings in conferences, and one book chapter in the name of Diamond Electrochemistry in elsewhere. He got number of awards which include the following: Best Review Paper Award in the year 1998, Young Scientist for Paper Presentation in the year 1988, Honorarium for the best paper published in Journal of Power Sources in the year 2012 2, and Best Reviewer Award in the Electrochem Award 2017, and Distinguished Scientist from Venus International Foundation from the year 2018. His main research area focused on the synthesis of novel nanostructured materials and their applications towards electrocatalysis for carbon dioxide sequestration, synthesis of novel ionic liquids as electrolytes for electrodeposition, electrosynthesis, electrochemical fluorinations, and solar cells, etc. With these brief introductions, now I invite Dr. V. Surya Narayanan for his lecture. Please, sir.
Good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please,
Morning,
kindly mute your.
Good morning, sir.
Please kindly mute your phone. Please kindly mute your phone. Morning. Okay. Please kindly mute your phone. Okay. So. I'm Surya Narayanan, working as principal scientist, CSRA Karaikudi. At the outset, I would like to thank our director, CSIR Sikri, and Dr. Angappan, coordinator Jigyasa, for giving me an opportunity for giving the lecture. Okay, topic of the lecture is actually nanostructured materials for electrocarboxylation process. Going to that topic, actually I am asking one question. What is nanoparticles? Okay, so nano means so is any material having at least one of its dimension, so in the range of 1 to nanometer, 1 to 100 nanometer. Okay, so it is called nano. So is a word derived from Greek word called nanos, meaning dwarf. Dwarf means small. Okay, dwarf. So all we have seen the pictures. Some small people, those who are actors. So in the movies, so this is called small. So the way nanotechnology has been coined by Mario Taniguchi in 1974. So since we can divide as a gas.
Sir, audio is not clear, sir.
Please mute your phone, please. So yeah, nanometer is actually 1 billionth of a meter. 10 power 9 meter. Okay. For example, if you take a human hair is actually is 10,000 nanometer wide. So it is 10,000 nanometer wide means it's a small one. Okay. So now in this case we are hearing a term called nanotechnology. Wherever we go to colleges or some universities, so we call it term as nanotechnology. So we can define that field of applied science focused on design, formation, identification and application of materials and devices in nano. So which is called as nanotechnology. Now we are having so many courses. So if you go to IIT or NIT or maybe deemed universities, so there are courses like BTech nanotechnology, MTech nanotechnology, PhD nanotechnology. Nanotechnology means studying the matter in the form of nano. Okay. So actually there are two methods of making nanoparticles. First one is top down. Second one is bottom up. Top down means what? Cut into small pieces so that we can attain the small size. Bottom up means from the bottom to top. Top down means top to down. So bottom up means from the bottom to top. Add atoms. So in small size, so as to get a correct property. Okay. So for our life we are having nanoparticles all around us. Wherever we go, so we can see so many nanoparticles. For example, rain. So rain is a actually a nanoparticle. Okay. So if you go for man-made nanoparticles, so man-made means made by man. Okay. We can divide into two categories. First one is which is called incidental nanoparticles. Second one is engineered nanoparticles. Incidental nanoparticles means of so many size, so many shapes. Here the sizes are so poorly controlled. For example, Hujj-Buj. All you know Hujj-Buj. See, putting so many vegetables. So in putting so many vegetables in sambar. So it is called Hujj-Buj. Means so many nanoparticles of so many sizes, composed of different elements.
Audio is echoing, sir.
Second one is actually engineered nanoparticles. Near nanoparticles means of the same size. Okay. Specific size. For example, coastal materials. Some sorts of organic coatings. So here we can see the size and shapes of a defined sizes. Okay. For example, here I show gold colloidal particles. For example, all you know your Raman colloidal gold. So which is called as Leica cup. Here you can see gold silver nanoparticles. So in the form of glass, maybe some sorts of design for the fantasy. Which are having some sorts of unique colors. Here in that side, gold nanoparticles. So put in water. See, some people may drink it for a health tonic. It's not good for health. I won't recommend it. This I show you for an example. You can see the gold nanoparticles plus silver, so many sizes like that. For example, for our home, we are taking some food like, for example, noodles, where we can use silver spoon. Those boys and see what we call it as born on silver. Okay. See where we can so for example, if we use for long time means then we can see small size of silver nanoparticles. So it has been something filled off. There we can see small sizes of or small quantities of silver nanoparticles. Okay. Now I define the term 3: micro, macro, micro, nano. Macro means what? Sizes greater than 100 nanometer. Okay. Micro means 100 to 100 micrometer to 100 nanometer. Nano means below 100. Okay. Now I show so many examples for the 3 categories: macro, micro, nano. Macro means for a person 2 billion nanometer. See, for apple 80 million nanometer. For ant 5 million nanometer. Human hair. Now I showed approximately, for example, 1 lakh nanometer. Eye 10,000 nanometer. E. coli bacteria 2,000 nanometer. So for a term nano, there you can see cellulose nanofiber, DNA. So followed by a simple hydrogen atom, which is of small sizes. Okay. See, now in this world, so many metal nanoparticles are there. Gold, copper, nickel, platinum, palladium, so many things like this. Plus, we also have metal nanoparticles. For example, gold, silver, gold, copper, ternary mineralized, thing like that. All particles they have their own colors. For example, if you see silver, something like that, something what we call it as something like that. For example, cobalt, something green in color. Copper, something slight green in color. Like that. For example, iron, slight brown in color. So this shows that all nanoparticles have their own colors. We can see here we can distinguish them by seeing their colors. Okay. Here, how the colors come? we can just define them where their optical properties are just correlated, so their sizes. For example, gold silver nanoparticles cut into, see, for example, cut into 1000 nanometer, where the color would be something golden color. Cut into 7 nanometer, color would be something red. Cut into 600 nanometer means color would be something orange. So the color changes with the specific wavelength. For example, silver nanoparticles of size 100 nanometer means something pure red in color. Gold nanoparticles same size, yellow in color. Gold sphere green in color. Silver sphere yellow in color. So like this, all nanoparticles with their size, shape, they have their own colors. Now we are seeing up to now. What is about nanoparticles? So their size, colors. How do you define nanotechnology? So many things. Now we are coming to the other topic, carbon dioxide. Now, in this century, wherever we go, all we hear about, so what is called the greenhouse effect, global warming. Wherever you go, all are talking. Whole world is talking about this. Global warming, greenhouse effect. What is called greenhouse effect? Which is called global warming? See? So, now I define the term simply. Emission of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, see, makes the earth so much of global warming. Okay. So, continuous emission of CO2, which imparts socio-economical problems, so which causes global warming, pollution, as well as greenhouse effect. So, we could not define only carbon dioxide for this source, since there are so many gases like nitrogen dioxide, methane, CFCs, carbon monoxide. However, carbon dioxide is the main suspect for causing global warming, because we are burning fossil fuels in the form of diesel, petrol, fire, where it injects CO2 in the atmosphere. Okay. See the slide shows how much fast CO2 once increases. Actually, if you go from so many years, for example, 90s to 2000, for example, 2000, 2010, 20, 30, 40, up to go to 2100, there is a cause of CO2 increase will linearly. So this shows that at least we have to decrease, or we have to sequester CO2, which causes global warming. How we can decrease that? How we can sequester? We have to convert CO2 into some value-added products. For example, conversion, where we can sequester CO2 from the combustion, from the atmosphere, so change into some value-added products. For example, all we know about Fischer-Tropsch synthesis. It is the conversion of carbon monoxide plus hydrogen into hydrocarbon plus water. Like that, we can also convert CO2 by using so many catalysts which are called as nanostructure catalyst. Here we can convert CO2 by so many means. For example, chemical, thermochemical, photochemical, solar energy, biochemical, so many things are there. Among this, what we call it as electrochemical. Now, electrochemical is also something green process, which has its own merits over other process, which are of, it is of low cost, convenient, as well as eco-friendly. Further, specific in nature, no side products. Right? It's green. Other mechanism requires high pressure, temperature, activation by highly costly catalyst. Okay. Now, how we can do electrochemical CO2 conversion? See, wherever we are going for a electrochemical process, that we need anode, cathode, solvent, supporting electrolyte, then power sources. Here the thing is actually cathodes, which is of more importance. What cathodes we can use here? Copper, nickel, silver, and plus their alloys. What solvents we can use? Aqueous water, where we can use water, followed by non-aqueous, which is of dimethyl formamide, DMF, or isonitrate. Where if we use water, what products we are getting? Which are of fuels, alcohols, CO2 acids. For example, CO2 for a fuel electron transfer forms formic acid. CO2 plus 6 electron means ethanol. CO2 plus 8 electron means methane. If we use a non-aqueous solvent, means where we get only carboxylic acid, organic carboxylic acid. Okay. Here now I have to come to the point. Why we use nano? Why we use nano electrodes instead of copper, nickel, silver, plain electrodes? Because nano electrodes of higher surface area, so they show higher catalytic activity. Then, for example, if you use silver we know all about cost. Now it's almost very high. So, if you use planar electrodes, there we have to invest high amount. If you use small amount, means we can deposit silver in the form of nano. There we can use small amount of silver, means we can decrease the cost of silver. That's why we are using nano electrodes. Okay. Now I am showing simple simple example, two examples involving carboxylation as the mechanism. Now I show two examples only. First one is benzophenone to benzylic acid. All we know about benzophenone, where we use carbon dioxide, tetrabutyl ammonium fluoroborate as the supporting electrolyte, so it dissolved in dimethyl formamide. Here we use magnesium anode plus, for example, I say silver copper alloy nano electrode, that we pass 2 Faraday per mole, that we get benzylic acid. So left side shows this, right side shows the mechanism. For example, benzophenone follows a single electron transfer, forming a anion radical, where CO2 adds to gives carboxylic anion, which undergoes a single electron to give dianion, which undergoes acid hydrolysis to form benzylic acid. Second example is benzyl bromide to phenylacetic acid, there we get phenylacetic acid. Yeah, same mechanism, except where the the first step involves debromination to form cation radical, followed by carbon dioxide abstraction, followed by single transfer. All follows the same steps. Okay. So this, see, if you see for carboxylation, most of the people, they use only silver maximum, plus they use copper, nickel. Sometimes they are binary alloys as well as ternary alloys. Here I show simple examples where we use silver nanoparticles plus silver based nanoparticles for carboxylation. For example, compact, there I show simple silver nanoparticles, silver deposited on boron dope diamond electrode, silver nanowires formed on nitrogen doped carbon electrode, silver nanoparticles on zeolites, silver nanoparticles on copper silane complex, there, followed by silver copper alloy, binary alloy, silver copper nickel, ternary alloy. There we can see so many conversion of simple halides to their carboxylic acid. Now we can see all these examples by one by one. Okay. First example, cathode made of silver nanoparticles for carboxylation of 1-phenylethyl bromide. See, here they made silver nanoparticles by chemical reducing involving hydrazine. There we make it. They are made into a simple silver coin. See, there that right side shows the SEM photograph. All we know about SEM, scanning electron microscope. There they show the sizes, which is of some few nanometer only. There is so various sizes. For example, 5K plus 20K. Okay. There they have shown that silver nanoparticles are very small particle size. Okay. Here the XRD means excellent diffraction shows before use of this silver nanoparticles, and then after use of this, that reveals that there is no change in the XRD pattern of silver nanoparticles. Here they use silver nanoparticles of the size for the conversion of a phenylethyl bromide to 2-phenyl propionic acid, which shows a high yield. Okay. Now we can go for next example. There we can convert benzophenone to benzoic acid by using silver nanoparticles deposited on boron doped diamond electrode. Actually, this is what we have carried out in our laboratory. There we have published in the Journal of Electroanalytical Chemistry. So in the year 2004. Okay. Now we can see some picture of this silver nanoparticles on BD electrode taken at different magnification. There we can see small flowers of silver nanoparticles. Next one shows the XRD, which shows barrier electrode plus silver nanoparticle electrode. There you can see some small peaks. So the top, which corresponds to silver. Okay. Then here this actually table shows for the various yield of benzoic acid obtained from benzophenone by using BD electrode, silver BD electrode, silver wire. There you can see silver BD shows a higher yield of about 90%. This shows that silver BD is something superior to other electrodes for the conversion of benzophenone to benzoic acid. Why it shows higher yield? We can just confirm by ESR spectroscopy. All we know about ESR, electron spin resonance. Here the important thing is, as I showed earlier, how this forms, how the mechanism goes means benzophenone forms a ketone radical where it abstracts the carbon dioxide followed by single electron to form benzophenone. Here if we have more amount of ketone radical means there we get more amount of product. For example, on silver BDD we can see an excellent peak for the benzophenone ketone radical of around 3450 GB, means gigabyte. This shows that on silver BDD the formation of benzoic acid is more compared to other electrodes. This shows that AgBDD is something superior to other electrodes. Now we are moving to next slides. 4-cell structured silver nanowires on nitrogen doped carbon catalyst for the conversion of CO2. How we can form this type of nanomaterial? For example, silver nanowire obtained from chemically reducing silver nitrate from hydrazine. So we have dissolved it to this HCl or dissolved dopamine followed by stirring with PDA, means polydopamine, to form silver nanoparticles, nanowires, PDA. Carbonization means there we get silver nanowire, nitrogen doped carbon, means 700 means the temperature. So at about 700 degrees centigrade. Actually, now I show SEM, FeSem plus TEM, means HRTEM, means high resolution tunnel electron microscope. Always shows that tube-like structure, okay, something like tube-like structure of silver nanowire. See here, if you go for SEM, there we can see colored things also. This shows that we get very low size of 10 nanometer of silver nanowire on this nitrogen doped carbon. Then we have tested how it works. There we can see from the cyclic voltammetry, means that this actually silver nanowire NC, for example, obtained at some different temperatures, 600, 700, 800. This shows that 700 shows a high amount of onset potential for the hydrogen evolution obtained in potassium bicarbonate. This shows that silver nanowire obtained at 700 is something superior to other electrodes. This electrode used for the conversion of pentyl bromide to, for example, isopropyl bromide to ibuprofen, which is of something 90% yield. All we know about Brufen. Brufen is used for our painkillers. Okay. Now, next time go to that formation of a silver zeolite support modified electrode for the conversion of a benzene chloride to phenolic acid. See, here I show the method for the formation of a silver zeolite support modified electrodes, where we can obtain from silver nitrate by chemical reduction with TPAOH, tetrapropyl ammonium hydroxide plus sodium hydroxide plus sodium aluminate followed with tetraethyl orthosilicate at something high temperature for about 16 hours. There we get the product. XRD confirms the formation of a silver zeolite obtained on stainless steel. SEM picture also shows the size. For example, film thickness of 10 micrometer. So of the size like that. Then we have test this molecule. How it works for the conversion of benzyl chloride to phenolic acid. For example, here we are comparing so many nanoparticles obtained on different medium, where it shows, for example, A, B, C, D, E, F. F means for bare electrode, bare planar electrode. If you compare F, A, B, C, D shows something drive potential for the onset. So in the towards more ionic side. This shows that this silver zeolite based electrode acts as a good catalyst for the conversion of this benzyl chloride. Okay. Next time shows the some of the nanoparticles which is silver nanoparticles put in copper silane complex. For example, silver nanoparticles can be put in sodium dodecyl sulfate. Then we have to do some methods like a catalytic reduction using zinc powder, filtering, washing, vacuum drying. There we get silver nanoparticles on some silane complex, where we can make in the form of a Cayenne cell. SEM study shows the shape of the silver nanoparticles, which is of something sphere, our size 70 nanometer. Okay, and then XRD proves the formation of silver nanoparticles on the silane. Here they also use some cobalt complex also, which also just confirms the presence of cobalt. Actually, cyclic voltammetry shows how the catalytic activity gets improved. For example, for bare silver nanoparticles compared to silver nanoparticles, so on copper silane complex plus cobalt silane complex, where this copper silane complex with silver electrodes shows less potential compared to others. This shows that it acts as a good catalyst. Second thing is actually there we show the various yield of cinnamoyl chloride on different conditions. There we show a higher yield for this compound on copper silane complex incorporated silver. So this equation shows how we can get the product from phenolic chloride. That we get the product of higher yield. So of about 97%. Okay. Now I am moving to next slide, where we get a silver copper binary alloys, where we have got in photic ionic liquid medium. Actually, CV shows how that copper silver so the alloy behaves. So in voltammetry for different silver copper alloys of different compositions. For example, from 5 millimolar to 5 millimolar copper to 45 millimolar copper of so many composition. Then SEM image shows the morphological characteristic of the silver copper alloys, and then followed by XRD, which shows confirmation on the formation of copper silver. And then second slide shows actually CV of the so many compositions of silver, copper, as well as pure silver nanoparticle, pure copper nanoparticle, There if we go of the one size Ag93 copper 7 shows the something shows something lower potential compared to others. This shows that this behaves as a good catalyst. Here the bottommost one shows the yield of this compound, namely benzophenone to benzoic acid for so many compositions of silver copper alloy plus pure silver plus pure copper, where see, for example, silver of the size silver 77, copper 23 shows the highest yield. This shows that this particular alloy shows the highest yield of the compound. So in this medium. So this work has been published by us. So in the journal of Taiwan Institute of Chemical Engineers. Next one is actually suppose if you mix nickel in the silver copper alloy, what will happen? So this shows the ternary alloy, trimetallic alloy, silver, copper, nickel of so many compositions. What we have synthesized from their corresponding salt by means of electrodeposition. And then here if he shows that, so CV for pure copper, pure silver, so many alloys, how they behave, thing like that. Next slide shows the same pictures of various sizes of silver, copper, nickel alloy, and where the same size shows of so many sizes, like something you call cauliflower structures, small nanoballs, small particles of so many alloys, starting from silver 21, copper 72, nickel 7, silver 29, copper 61, nickel 10, etc., etc. XRD confirms the presence of silver, copper, nickel. Okay. Now this table shows the conversion of benzyl bromide to phenolic acid by using so many nanomaterials like silver, copper, nickel, planar electrodes, silver, copper, nickel, pure nanomaterial, silver, copper, nickel alloy. Among these, silver 46, copper 40, nickel 40 shows highest yield of 90%, where it shows a low potential, high current, both in the absence and presence of CO2. Okay. Moving to that second part, where we see non-silver based nanoparticles for the carboxylation. For example, copper nickel alloy, that nanoparticles, nickel, other than see carbon materials without metals. Okay. Now we can see this by one. This slide shows the carboxylation of one phenylethyl chloride at copper foam electrode, where we can see the porous structure of the copper foam nanoparticles. XRD confirms the presence of copper nanomaterials. As usual, regulatometry shows the lower potential for the nitrochemical reduction of 1-phenylethyl chloride for the conversion to its corresponding carboxylic acid. Now, if you see for copper foam electrode, where it shows a highest yield of 99%, there I show the simple mechanism for the formation of the product carboxylic acid from the organic halides. There we use copper foam electrode as the anode, copper foam electrode as the cathode, magnesium as the anode. Okay. Now I am moving to next slide, where it shows the synthesis of cyclic carbonates from copper nanoparticles, where they just synthesize copper nanoparticles by the chemical reaction by using hydrazine. Followed by that they made it as some simple coins. SEM shows the various sizes of the copper nanoparticles. They are in the form of small like cauliflower structures, and then before compacting, after compacting, before use, after use, and then TEM shows the small particles. So in the size of 10 to 20 nanometers of copper nanoparticles. Okay, and then CV shows the higher answer potential for the copper nanoparticles in the size of 10 nanometer, shows high current. This shows that of this size shows a higher yield for the conversion of ethylene carbonate from ethylene oxide, or you can here also we can just convert propylene carbonate from propylene oxide of the yield of 86%. Okay, now the next slide shows the how that copper nickel alloy without silver behaves for the conversion of benzyl bromide to phenylacetic acid by using ionic liquid. For example, 1-butyl 3-methyl midazolam. Yesterday, actually, one of my colleague, Dr. Kadiresan, have told about the application of ionic liquids for the conversion of so many organic compounds. Now I show a simple example of simple ionic liquid called 1-butyl 3-methyl midazolam tetrafluoroborate. Here you can see the copper nickel alloy formation by simple chemical method like that, by applying high temperature followed by sintering. Here the SEM shows the sizes of copper nickel alloy nanoparticles followed by XRD. XRD shows the presence of copper nickel. As usual, tachyphotometry shows the higher condensity for its catalytic behavior. So in BMI BF4 ionic liquid. Now next slide shows how the platinum nanoparticles deposited on nitrogen doped carbon cloth. So it is a bifunctional catalyst for the conversion of CO2. Here they have made some this platinum doped nitrogen carbon cloth by a simple process called carbonization. There they use polyacrylonitrile, chlorofluoric acid, and then zinc chloride in DMF. They use nitrospinning at the carbon cloth by using 21 kilovolt. There they obtain the carbonization at 900 centigrade, where the platinum gets reduced to carbon nanoparticles and zinc gets evaporated to produce porous structures. See, as usual, SEM shows the morphological characteristic of platinum nanoparticles doped on carbon cloth. XRD shows the presence, and then tachyphotometry shows higher current plus higher answer potential for the conversion of CO2. There we can see from the SEM, and then top is the CV, and the bottom is the Faradic efficiency for the conversion of these organic bromides into 2-phenyl propionic acid of the yield of 99%. This slide shows the one-part synthesis of nickel nanoparticles on ordered piezoporous carbon composite for the conversion of aromatic ketones that they have obtained from the nickel nanoparticles from mesoporous carbon. This actually scheme shows how they are obtaining this of nickel nanoparticles, and then XRD shows its presence followed by TM image shows the morphological characteristic of nickel nanoparticles on the mesoporous carbon composite of various compositions. There we can see a high quality plus large domain regularity is there. Pore wall is about 7 nanometer, and then there we use this nickel nanoparticles for the conversion of benzophenone to, so it's benzoic acid, which is of high yield. And then this slide shows the how we use up to now we see silver based copper nickel. This slide shows something different, special category where they use samarium for the CO2 activation. All you know about samarium. Samarium is something a different metal of lanthanides. So in the actinides is like that, where they use this nanoparticle for the conversion of benzyl chloride to phenolic acid. However, the yields are not so up to the mark, which is of 54%. CV also shows the higher current density as well as higher answer potential for the conversion in the presence of CO2. This slide, this actually bottom slide shows the mechanism for the conversion of CO2, and this is the last slide where we use without any metal. For example, simply use a carbon. How we can just convert CO2? Here they use amino functionalized multi-walled carbon nanotube. Here this shows the procedure for the preparation of L-lysine based multi-walled carbon nanotubes, and then their TEM pictures. Their TEM pictures also shows the morphological characteristics of metal. Then followed by XRD plus CV. CV also so higher conductivity for the conversion of CO2, and then table shows the higher conversion of this particularly, for example, lysine based multi-walled carbon nanotube for the conversion of carbon, which is of high yield. Okay. Now last. Now we come to the conclusion part. Now, up to now, what we have seen, what are nanoparticles, what are their sizes, so many classifications, colors, how the color is correlated with the size of nanoparticles, and then what's the global warming, greenhouse effect, pollution, how we can just convert to CO2, how we can use nanomaterials for the conversion of CO2, and what type of nanoparticles. For example, silver based plus copper based shows higher conversion efficiency for the conversion of CO2 than the rough platinum. However, here we have to see an important one. How we can design a catalyst of high activity plus high activity. See, how we can design this? We have designed by means of some set of characterization. How we can do characterization? Not from outer, but from in situ. We have distinguished them how they can work like that. By this means we can design a good catalyst. Then we have to find out what type of real anions, where they are formed, how they are formed, what types. If we just found out means we can design a good catalyst. Then we can also synthesize aerophilic, hydrophilic, lipophilic catalyst, means we can still have a better yield for getting good conversion of CO2. Okay. So with this, I just come to a conclusion. So nanoparticles, nanomaterials definitely will play an important role in all branches of chemistry, biology, physics, medicine. So now, so at present, future also. So with this, I thank you one and all for your kind attention, for your patience in hearing me. Thank you very much. Right. Now the talk is actually open for discussion. You can ask questions. Huh? Please. You can ask questions. Hello, audience. Are you hearing me? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir.
I think
Yes,
that
sir.
if you have, I think that if you have no questions means, I think you are just well understanding all my talks. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You had understand my talk. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the talk is good or so are you?
Very nice.
So,
Good, sir.
Good, sir. Good, sir. Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice talk.
Very nice.
Very nice, sir.
Very nice talk,
Okay.
sir. The new branch of nanotechnology.
Sir, very
Okay.
good.
So if there is no question, it means I expect maybe not a questions. Please.
Please give the applications of nanotechnology, sir. Applications of nanotechnology.
Number of application. See, for example, in some drug, nano drug, drug carriers. See, for example, if now we are taking some tablets, okay, but it takes some time, maybe for example, half an hour, 1 hour. If you take a nano carrier for the drug means it will act as within seconds. now our people are working on this field. So many applications are there. For example, what we can say, medicine is there. So many examples are there. Wherever you go, you can see how in the future all have been occupied by nano only. For example, these materials can have good applications, not only for the organ synthesis, but also for the catalyst, for solar cells, supercapacitors, lithium batteries. You can see so many applications are there. Okay, fuel cell also. This is one application. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, thank you very much for your.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your first session.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for attending. I upload the feedback form link in the WhatsApp as well as in the email. Kindly fill it up and submit. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. The feedback form also
Definitely.
available in the WhatsApp, in the email also. Now I will also post in the chat box also within 5 minutes.
Okay, sir.
So kindly fill it up and submit. The next session
Sure, sir.
will start 11:15 or 11:30. Okay. Stay on the same link.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, timing for the
Thank you,
next session.
sir.
You will ready for it. 11:15 to 11:30 we will start. Okay. Within the period, we will start.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.